We find in this week's Sedra that Yaakov Avinu gives brachas to his sons. And before that, we find how the Jewish children will be gebenched throughout all the generations. That you, my Jewish children, should be like Ephraim and Menashe. The question we may ask is, the Yaakov Avinu, of all of his children, that he could have chosen that Jewish people should emulate throughout the generations. A Yisachar, who was learning Torah Yom V'Layla, a Levi, who was a Baal Avodah in the Beis HaMikdash, or any of their children who growing up with fathers like this, and a Zayda to look at, who was filled with Torah. Why wouldn't Yaakov Avinu say, Yisimach Elokim, like one of them? Why Dafka Ephraim and Menashe? We know that Yaakov Avinu is the Ava Golus. Yaakov Avinu understands that his children, throughout the majority of their history, will be in Galus. And they need the secret to be able to survive that Galus. What is that secret? The secret is in Ephraim and Menashe. Ephraim and Menashe were living in Mitzrayim, Eretz Shtufe Zima, a land which is filth, defiled, depraved, a land which is the antithesis of Torah, of what a Yid is all about. And they're able to maintain themselves without a cheder, without a chevra, only a father. And a father who's busy Yom and V'Layla, day and night, taking care of the affairs of Mitzrayim. How did he have time for them? The whole thing is a mystery. But one thing we do know is that Yosef was able to give over to them a neshama tahira. That neshama they had, he was able to find the formula that it should remain tahor. Through all of his nisyonis, through 22 years, being sold into slavery, into a place which was the diametric opposite of his upbringing, of who he was, to be subjected to an Ashes Potiphar, to live in a dungeon, in a jail, with such lowlifes, and yet to be able to maintain the purity of his soul on the Neshama Tahira. That's what Yosef was able to do, and that's what he was able to give over to his children. And Yaakov Avinu saw that, and he understood it, and he knew that this was the secret by which the Jewish people would survive. No matter what they're subjected to in Golus, the filth, the depravity, the antithesis of their life. In any situation, a Jew, as long as he's in touch with that neshama, as long as he can access his neshama, as long as he can live his neshama, then he can survive, he can even thrive in an environment which is the antithesis of his being. And that is the secret that Yaakov Avinu knew, and that's what he gave over to us. That we bench our children, they should be able to have that neshama tahira, to be able to survive, to be able to thrive, irrespective of their surroundings, their environment, the nisyonis they're subjected to. And today we live in an environment which is much the same. We can't look outside. Sometimes we can't even look inside. We open our phone, open our laptop, open anything. It's in front of us. It's waiting for us. We have to do everything we can to run away from it. And that we must do in order to maintain our neshama. But there's something else we need to do. We need to be in touch with that neshama. Not just protect it, not just to protect it from all of the hezek, from all of the evil that can go ahead and destroy it, Rachmana litzlan. We need to know we have it. We need to feel it. We need to sense it. We need to live it. When we say every morning, Elokai, neshama shenesata bi tahira, we should say with more kavana. Know that the Rebbeinu Shalom is keeping that neshama tahor. And no matter what we do in life, and no matter how we fall, and no matter how we fail, and no matter how much we think we're defiled and dirty, and sullied, and tameh, it's not true. It's all exterior to who we are. What we are is that neshama tahira. That's what Yaakov Avinu was giving over to his children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren, to us and to our children, great-grandchildren. That the neshama is tahor. We need to know it, We need to live it. We need to touch it.